futures here. Missing the signal this morning, starting a little bit late. Missing a short signal on the ES here. Missing a long signal on the NASDAQ here. Trading right around 30.30, 30.40. I mean, getting a sell-off on the the ES, but still getting a long on the NASDAQ here. A little bit weird, not gonna lie. On the other hand, we have up signal on euro. Oh. Gonna get a
Order filled.
Short signal there. Short signal there on ES, taking a short there on ES. Have a long, getting a long signal on euro, pound, and long on euro and pound. Japanese yen about to make a long. Australian dollars long, and so is the Nikkei. ES here continue to making a short while the NASDAQ keeps pushing up here. NASDAQ pushing up here. Looking for the NASDAQ. If the NASDAQ sells off, then we're looking good here. But really, the NASDAQ has to sell off. Like tech stocks really have to sell here. There we go. NASDAQ selling off a little bit here. Starting to get a little bit of a push down on the ES here. The Russells is also selling off here. Might get a sell off on the Russells here. Moon stops down a little bit. I'm gonna sell off on the Russells here. I might take that signal. Getting stopped out here on the ES, pretty close to it, I mean. Russell's 2000 getting a short signal there. NASDAQ pushing up to newer highs here. Not looking good for the ES short that we have. Did not take that short on the Russell. Should have taken that short on the Russell there. Should have taken that short on the Russell there. What was I thinking? Russell's really selling off now. ES shorting to ES pushing newer lows, hopefully. For NASDAQ to sell up here. NASDAQ pushing up to newer highs despite the ES here. Russell selling out too. Should have taken the short there on Russell. Pound and euro selling off here. Yen selling off too.
Stop filled.
Getting stopped out on ES there. Russell getting a rally now. Looks like it's actually a good thing we did not take a short there. Nasdaq pushing up newer highs here. Russell's getting that rally. Japanese Nikkei pretty much at a standstill, but still pushing up there. Australian dollar selling off. Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar not making a signal yet. Neither is the Swiss franc. Yo, this Nasdaq is pretty freaking crazy right now. Nasdaq keeps running up here. Let's see. We would have had a signal somewhere around here to go long. Pretty weird that we would get a short signal on the ES. Well, the Nasdaq looks like they're not as correlated as we thought. Good thing we also didn't take that signal on the Russell now, actually, because we're pretty close to what would have been our stop level. Taking a small loss there on the ES there. Was that about $100? I think that is about 100. Excuse me. About $87. Nasdaq pushed up to newer highs here. Nasdaq really pushing up. Russell's about to get stopped out here. Let's see. Yo, British pound still looking like a long. There's an opportunity to get in long. Ooh, getting a long signal on there.
Order filled.
Getting filled there. Long on the ES there. Don't want to get long on the Nasdaq because I missed it already. But we'll take the signal. We'll take the signal on the ES there. We'll take the signal long on the ES. Nasdaq really rallying up here. Damn, that's a really strong trend on the Nasdaq there. Let's see if we can make it to break even level on the ES here. Japanese yen selling off there. Russell's still trading flat, not making a new high yet. This could be range bound for the ES. If we take this loss, we're gonna stop for the day here. Looking for another trend in another market here. Nasdaq selling off. This is not looking good for us. Not looking good for us at all. Big sell off here. Big sell off here. We need the Nasdaq to recover here. Honestly, we need the Nasdaq to recover here. Big trend on the Nasdaq here. 74 all the way up to 49. Almost a 100-point move on the Nasdaq actually. From what was that, 9:13 this morning? If we had the signal on the 9:13. About to get stopped out here on the ES.
Stop filled.
Getting stopped on the ES here. Taking a further loss here. 287. I think we're gonna stop there for the day. Taking a 250 loss there. Missing the entry short this morning. Woke up late, missing the entry short there on that. There was a good opportunity short here on the ES. Would have made a couple handles. 42.50 all the way down to, we would have got stopped out at 38. Good four handle push there. Instead, we lost about 4 handles. 5 handles actually. also a really good opportunity on the NASDAQ here. I don't know, I'm starting to like the NASDAQ more than ES. ES seems to just be so range bound. Look at these moves on the NASDAQ. Making great moves here. NASDAQ, we still would have not gotten stopped off. We just got in at 9:30 there. NASDAQ, absolutely insane. Very liquid. Yo, 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 what's up, Desiree? Taking 2 losses there. Taking 2 losses. All the other markets are pretty much slow moving right now. We got the British pound getting an up signal, but not really that strong. If we were still in the NASDAQ right now, it'd be up so much money here. 5 times, is that 70, 80 points on the NASDAQ? That's crazy. 80 times 4, 320 ticks, times $5 a tick. That'd be $1,600 move there on the NASDAQ. Meanwhile, on the ES, we're only getting $200 moves on the S&Ps here. Even if we got in late there, we would still be in the money about 10 points. 10 points, that would be $5 times excuse me. Five times 10 times 4, 50 times 4, about 200. We'd still be up 200 on the NASDAQ if we had taken that signal, but we didn't. We did not take that signal. Also, we would have got stopped out on the Russell there. It looked like good decision. We did not take the short on Russell. Would have taken the L there. NASDAQ kind of correlated to the ES, but not really. I mean, look at this. ES pretty much range bound this morning after market hours here, whereas the NASDAQ's still a little bit more trendy markets here on the NASDAQ this morning. Close to getting a short signal on the ES here. We'll take this last short signal. Other than that, we're gonna call it a day. ES selling off, so is the Russell selling off as well. We got the Japanese yen selling off too. Japanese yen selling off on the other screen. NASDAQ selling off too, getting a stop loss on NASDAQ. What would have been our stop loss if we had taken that long there. Good, all things correlating here. See if this can't push to make a newer low here. Russell selling off too, but not quite near a short signal yet. Still have about 15 points, or no, 7 points to a short signal here. Getting a little bit of a rally back on the ES here. Gonna keep an eye on the ES while we check out the other markets. Euro pushing up here. So is the pound, still pretty much flat from when we were talking about it earlier. Canadian dollar not really doing much. The LC, same thing. Euro seems to be trending up there. Not quite getting a sell signal here yet on the ES. NASDAQ getting a little bit of a bounce there, right at what would have been our stop level at looks like 33, 32, 33, and then NASDAQ there. Japanese Nikkei really uptrending. Really uptrending these past couple days. The Nikkei. Wow, we bounced literally off of that previous low there. Straight up, about to push, make a newer high here on the ES. In terms of correlation, the Nasdaq seems to be bouncing up, but not nearly as much as the ES here. A little bit weird. I'd like to take one more trade there. See if it breaks out of this range bound. I mean, if it makes a newer high, I'd like to see the Nasdaq make a newer high too. But the Nasdaq is not making a new high, so this is a little bit weird here. I think we might be range bound here on the ES. All the other markets are not correlating really. Nasdaq's kind of making a rally there.
Order filled.
Gonna take the long there. If we get stopped out here, we're definitely done for the day. Immediate sell off once we push that newer high. Just as I suspected. We took the trade anyways. Like I was saying, there's not really any correlation between like the Russells isn't rallying that hard. Neither is the Nasdaq really pushing up that hard either. Nasdaq's trading kind of flat right now. And we're risking about 5 handles once again. I'd like to see this push up to make newer highs here. But it seems like none of the other markets are really correlated. This might just be a false breakout on the ES here. Unless this Nasdaq pushes up here. The Russells are starting to pick up momentum for the upside. But the Nasdaq's still trading pretty flat. I'd like to see the Nasdaq kind of push up here along. Kind of follow the trend of the ES here. We're gonna move our stops up a little bit there. Still risking about 4 handles. A little bit more than 4 handles right now. I'd like to see the other markets correlate once again. The Euro not quite making a new high yet. Keeping an eye on the other pairs I'm trading. Euro not making that much of a new high. The British pound would have been up from if we entered in long when I was talking about it before. Russell's selling off now. We're going to sell off on the ES here. That's a lot of momentum downward here. Probably going to get stopped out, not going to lie. Look like we're going to get stopped out here. Momentum's pretty strong on the downward end here. Oh, alright, so you can see here on the Nasdaq here, we're getting a higher low here. If this starts swinging up again, we're making a higher low on the Nasdaq, but if we start swinging lower, we're probably going to get stopped out. Momentum's really strong on the downward side right now, so it's a good chance we're going to get stopped out actually. I'd like to see a double bottom though on the Nasdaq here and see a push up on the ES because of it. But this is not looking good for our trade right now, to be honest with you guys. Looking like we are going to get stopped out here once again. Even though Russells are selling off. Russell's selling off here. Still pretty flat on the ES. Looking like we are going to get stopped out though. Unless the Nasdaq kind of recovers here. And the Russell as well. Just not getting that correlation that we want. And yeah, Nasdaq continuing to make a newer low here. Looks like it was a false breakout after all. Nasdaq selling off really hard, but S&P's still holding here. Russell's actually pushing up a little bit. Not quite making a newer high yet on the Russells, but It's giving me a little bit of hope, but I'm just gonna accept that we're probably gonna get stopped out here. See, this is the sell-off. See, sell-off. Downward momentum is just too strong, I think. It's just too strong. Looking like we're gonna get stopped out there. Just took 3 losses in a row. You just gotta live to trade another day, I feel like. We hit a loss limit for the day. 225, 287. 225 and 287. That's about a $500 loss for today. Yesterday was a big win though, so kind of makes up for it. Taking 3 losses there. Not feeling good about that. I think I'm gonna call it a day there. We're gonna call it a day there. We'll be around to trade next time. Not a big deal. We'll be back to trade tomorrow. Hopefully there will be more of a trending market tomorrow. I mean, there was a trending market today on the NASDAQ, but woke up late, so it's my own fault. Missing out that first signal on the NASDAQ would have made a lot there, and missing out on the first signal on the ES would have made a lot there, and would actually skip these 3 losing trades here, but what can you do? You know what I mean? It's alright though. We'll come back tomorrow. Thank you again for watching.